Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So, if you have watched some of my past videos, then you would know that I got a car for my 20th birthday. So my 20th birthday was in January, so that was 5 months ago is when I got my car. And I know that I haven't shown you guys my car or anything. I'm planning to do some car videos. I just have to get some stuff worked out first. So my car is not fake. I very much have the car, but I will show you in a later video. And so I've been wanting a car since I was 16, like most 16-year-olds do. Well, you got your license, you think you're a great driver, so you want your own car. I did not get a car for my 16th birthday, but I did get one for my 20th birthday. And after having this car for 5 months, I am just gonna tell you the cons to having your own car. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. I make anywhere from topic videos like this to rant videos to how to make money online videos. And with all that being said, let's get into this week's video. So I know I said that this video was gonna be cons, but first I'm just gonna start out with one pro. I feel like this is the reason why every teenager wants a car. You want a car because you want freedom. When you have a car, you can go wherever you want, whenever you want to. Because it's your car. You don't have to ask permission to drive your parents' car. You don't have to wait for them to come back home from what they're doing. You don't have to take the bus. You don't have to walk. You get to go wherever you want to, whenever you want to. I feel like that is the biggest reason why people want a car. But is that reason worth it? Considering all the cons that I'm about to give you, that's what we're about to find out. So, first things first. I'm assuming that if this is your first car, it's probably not new. Maybe your parents got you a brand new car for your 16th birthday, but I would assume that most people got like a 2004 Honda Civic. You know what I mean? Like you got one of those cars, okay? Which isn't bad. It's still your own car. You still have your freedom. But like, let me tell you the problem with an old car, because I too have an old car. So I have a 2009 Nissan Versa. My car is 10 years old. My car is half my age, okay? And the thing with an old car is that old cars tend to need repairs. Yes, things can go wrong with new cars, but less so. Like, in the past 2 weeks, I have been to the mechanic more times than I have in my whole life. That is what happens when you have an old car. You are always at the mechanic. The mechanic is your new best friend. You better become best friends with your mechanic, because when you become friends with your mechanic, they're not going to charge you as much, which is what you need, because you're going to be there a lot. So if you were paying full price every single time because you're not friends with your mechanic, you're gonna go broke. I'm just telling you. Like, before, my dad was telling me this from I was 16 and I was begging for a car. He told me that from the moment he got a car, he didn't have any money. And now I completely understand. And it's not that you don't save, it's not that you don't work, it's not that you don't get your money and you set some aside for a rainy day. It's not that you're not good with your money, it's that your car always seems to be taking your money. So that's the first thing. Assuming that your first car is not new, you're gonna be at the mechanic just for like little tweaks. And it might not even cost that much. It might be like 50 there and 42 there and 37.85 over there. But then when you add it up, you just spent hundreds of dollars in 1 month, and guess what? You're doing that every month. Like, repairs can be so much money. Like, let's say, you know how I said that you might have gotten a new car? So like, if you got a new car and you didn't pay for it in full, like you made a down payment, so now you're paying monthly until you pay off the full car. Let's say that you're paying $200 a month, right? For me, today, this very day, I went to get some things tweaked here and there on the car. Do you know how much money I paid today? I paid $600. $600 on my car today. Where did that money come from? I don't know. I just swiped my card and hoped it would work, and it did. So not exactly sure where the money came from, but they got paid, and I am $600 poorer. But my point is, if you're paying $200 per month for your new car, I literally just made 3 months car payment in one day. And that's just the beginning of the month. I don't know what's going to go wrong with my car at the end of the month. So like, let's say I end up spending over $1,000 by the end of the month. That's literally 5 months car payment. So like, maybe I should have just gotten a new car. I don't know. What's better, getting a new car or a used car? I don't know anything about cars. So that's one thing. Repairs. I don't have an exact number for that because it depends on your car, but it's up there. The second thing, which applies to every car, is oil changes. So I know that for different car models and probably for newer cars it's different, but I can only speak for my car. When I got my first oil change back in February, and then they tell you, oh, come back before this date or like before this mileage, the date was only 3 months later. So I got my oil change in February, and then they were like, oh, you have to come back in May, February, March, April, May. That's 3 months. So every 3 months for my specific car, I have to change the oil. And that costs like $60 or something around there, right? And so if you have to do that every 3 months, well, there's 12 months in a year. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 4 times a year, you're going to have to change your oil. So 60 times 4 is $240 just for oil. Just for oil. And another thing with oil changes, can I just like say something for a second? So you know how there's always those things on the internet where like a girl goes to get her oil changed, and then the guys who work at the oil change place, they're telling her like all these stuff are broken. They're like, oh, your make Bolivia is broken, it's gonna cost $500, you should like totally fix it. And then the girl who knows nothing about cars hits up her dad and is like, yeah, they're telling me that I need to like fix my make Bolivia. Like apparently it's like really important. And then her dad's just like, just get the oil change. Nothing is wrong with your car, right? So they assume that women do not know anything about cars. And when it comes to me, they're right. I'm not saying that there are no women out there who care about cars, but I'm saying that this woman just cares if her car starts and if it can get her from where she is to where she wants to go. I don't know how cars work. I don't care how cars work. I just want to know that it's working. Is it working? Yes, that's all I want to know. I don't want to know, oh, it's working because these 2 gears and blah, blah. No, I don't care. Is it working? Is the answer yes? Okay, I'm leaving. I don't need any more information. So basically, they done know that I don't know anything about cars. So then they're telling me to fix my make Bolivia, and I believe them because I don't know anything about car parts. So to anybody who works at an oil change place, can you not like try and trick me into paying for things that I don't need to pay for? Because I don't need to fix my make Bolivia, because a make Bolivia is make believe. I literally just made it up 2 seconds ago if you didn't catch on to that. So stop trying to tell me to fix things that don't need to be fixed just because I don't know anything about cars. Don't take advantage of me like that. I don't need that. Don't overcharge me because I don't actually know the price of something. So, oh, she doesn't know that it's only supposed to cost $60, so let's charge her $100. Or, oh, like this pulley belt thing isn't broken, but let's just say it is so we can get more money. Can you just not do that, oil change people? Like, I came here to change my oil. So just let me change my oil. Don't be like, this is very important. Like, it's life-threatening. If you don't change it in the next 37 seconds, your car is going to explode. And like, obviously, I don't want my car to explode, so then I'm just going to give you my money. You know what I mean? So basically, if it ain't urgent, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know about it. I came here to change my oil, so just change my oil. Stop taking advantage of women who don't know anything about cars. That's all I'm asking. Another thing that applies to 90% of cars on the road is gasoline. If you happen to get an electric car for your 16th birthday, congratulations, but I would say that majority of us did not. Therefore, we have to pay for gas now. And gas can be really expensive. So I can only talk about gas around me because I don't be shopping for gas in every city in the world, but recently, gas went up to like $1.30 per liter. And I'm sorry if you don't speak metric. I am from Canada. I speak metric. I don't speak imperial. I might put the conversion on the screen to let you know how much that would be. But like, that is how much money I was paying per liter. So for me, it costs about $50 a week to fill up my car. So that is $200 a month times 12 months is $2,400. And that's assuming that you keep the same driving pattern. Like maybe one week you went on a trip, so you had to fill up 2 times during that road trip. I don't know. Maybe you're going on a road trip this summer. I don't know what you're doing. But on average, it costs me $50 a week, which is $2,400 a year for gasoline. So another thing that applies to everybody on the road is insurance. So I don't know about you, but in my household, like, we started paying our own insurance when we got our own car. So like, now guess who's paying her monthly car insurance? Me. So yeah, that's another expense. And my car insurance actually isn't that expensive. My car insurance is like $170. But I know people who are the same age as me, because it's also like an age thing. So if you're a guy, it costs more, and if you're under 25, it costs more, and also it depends on the city that you're living in. So there is a guy who I know who lives 1 city away from me, like literally a 15-minute drive, and his car insurance is over $500. And mine is $170. So I am blessed when it comes to car insurance, luckily, but like that could range like from $170 to like $500. That's crazy. So depending on where you're at, depending on where you live, depending on if you're male or female, and depending on your age, car insurance is a lot. But I'm just gonna go based on me because I can't speak for everybody. So 170 times 12 is $2,040 per year for car insurance. Another thing that applies to everyone is you have to pay for this little sticker that goes on your license plate. And I don't know how much that costs. I know that I paid for it. I don't remember how much it was. Let's say that it was $40, and I don't know how many years it lasts. Let's say 2 years. So that's like $20 a year. So that's not too expensive, but like it's still money. You need to pay for a sticker. A $20 sticker. I could go to the dollar store and get a sticker, but no, this is a special sticker. It's a sticker. A $20 sticker. A $20 sticker. So yeah, this sticker costs $20 per year. Wait. How expensive is it to make a sticker? 4 cents and you're charging me $20? Look at that profit margin. I can't. So those are the things that I can think of off the top of my head. There are so many things to pay for when you have a car. You have to pay for your gas, you have to pay for your insurance, you have to pay for oil changes, you have to pay for your sticker, you have to pay for random repairs that happen. At least the first 4 happen on a regular basis. Oh, you buy gas once a week. Oh, you change your oil every 3 months. But like a repair, like you could just be driving down the road and now you hear a sound happening on your car, and cars aren't supposed to, like, the only thing that should be making sounds is like the revving of the engine, but you hear some like cackling sound and your car is not supposed to make that sound. Like, you're like me and you don't know anything about cars, but what you do know is that cars aren't supposed to make random noises, and your car is making random noises. So now you have to go get it repaired. And so it's like, you can't even be like, oh, this is my insurance money, this is my oil money, oh, it's set aside because I know exactly how much it's going to cost. No, you don't know how much repairs are going to cost because they happen randomly. So you better have like your repair pool saved up, because you could have a brand new 2019 car that you bought yesterday and something goes wrong with it today. Cars are unpredictable. Cars are like hundreds of moving parts, like tiny little things and giant things that you can see. Something's gonna go wrong. Something's gonna go wrong and you're gonna have to fix it. So it's expensive. And also, if you're like me and you don't know anything about cars, so you go in to get repaired and then your dad sends you by yourself, and then you're like, I need to get my wheels aligned, a balance. Like, I don't know. My dad just tells me to go do something, so I'm like, okay, let me write it down. Let me put it in my phone. And then when I get up there, I'm like, oh hi, I have a car and it's broken. Like legit, I don't know what to say. So if you're going to so it's one thing that it costs money, but it's another thing where you're nervous because you don't even know what you're talking about. So now you're put into a bunch of awkward situations it's like when, let's say you don't know anything about sports and then you go to like a Super Bowl party and you're like, oh my gosh, that was a really good double triple. I love football. You're just like pretending like you know what's going on. That's how I feel when I go to get my car fixed. So not only am I spending a bunch of money, but I'm also putting all these awkward situations trying to talk about stuff that I don't know. I'm trying to get my wheels balanced and aligned. That's a thing, right? Like, I don't know anything. So, yes, those are the cons to having a car. Way expensive. All these things that everybody has to pay for. You have to pay for gas. You have to pay for oil. You have to get your sticker renewed. You have to do all these things. You have to pay for insurance. All that stuff, plus the things that come up that there's no specific price for, and you have to pay for it or else your car doesn't work. And also putting yourself into uncomfortable situations because you're trying to ask for a service and you don't even know what that service is. So, despite all these things, I still very much have a car. I still very much drive my car. I still very much pay for all the things that need to be paid for and have all these awkward conversations that I need to have in order to get things fixed. Is it worth it for the convenience of being able to go wherever, whenever, especially considering I have a 1-hour commute to and from school? I would say yes. If you have the money and you don't mind being a little awkward asking for them to fix your make-believia, then consider getting a car if you can afford it, and if you don't mind some awkward conversations, or if you don't mind calling your dad every single time you go to get your oil changed because they're trying to sell you something that you don't need, then yes, get a car. But like, it is expensive. You will cry when you look at your bank account, and but then again, you get to go wherever you want, whenever you want to. So you have to give something to get something. In order to get your freedom and your convenience, you need to give up some of your money and some of your comfortability. Comfortability, is that a word? Some of your comfort to have these awkward conversations. But in the end, for me personally, I think it's worth it. I'm not getting rid of my car. But those are just some things to think about. So that's all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was maybe a little bit informative of things that happen once you get your first car. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next Monday with a new video. So for me, it costs about $50 a week to fill up my car. So that is $200 a month times 12 months is $2,400. Is that math right? Hold on. 200 times 12. I just need to, sorry, I don't trust my brain anymore. 200 times 12. I was right.